Yeah. Hey, today's a full house, man. Love of the game, and we're back. Tim, Banks, Pedro, and your host, Manny.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna start off with with Pedro and Tim. Because it's not
Okay.
very often we get to start these episodes with an Arsenal loss. Hey, give up to Newcastle, man. Give up to Newcastle. How did you guys find Isak? How did you guys find the game, man? First and foremost,
You can go first, Pedro.
yeah, go on, Pedro.
John Longstaff, his name is a Y. Anyways, I
Mm.
don't like that name. I don't like
Mm.
that name.
Mm.
So that's first and foremost. No, it was annoying because we were just. Do you know what? I prefer to play badly and lose
Mm.
than to play
Mhm.
well and lose.
Mm.
Do you
I
know,
don't
like
agree with that
after the
logic.
so do you know, like after the game, yeah, where you
Yeah.
can say we deserve to lose.
Yeah,
I like deserving. If we lose, I want to deserve it.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we deserved to lose. We weren't good enough. We weren't really creating anything. Nothing was really happening or going in.
Mm.
We looked like we lacked a lot of creativity. They had three players on Saka, locked him up,
A lot.
and we just didn't. We're missing.
Mario.
But yeah, Newcastle.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
maybe.
But we're missing Odegaard. I see he's back in training now, which is just a breath of fresh air. But we need to be able to like we need to be able to be good without him. Don't get me wrong, Newcastle away is a tough game, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, we're just missing that fluidity. Trossard had a poor game. Well, I don't think there was anyone who I can say like was great, to be honest.
Yeah.
Zinchenko came on and when he gave away possession
Felt
when
sorry
no
for
one
him,
was
man.
around him, I thought there was a sniper. I thought there was a sniper in St
He's
James's Park.
lit there.
He gave away the ball for no reason. I was like, nah, this is an absolute piss take. But yeah, man, we deserve to lose. What can we say, man? What can we say?
Yeah.
We've
I
got a tough
think
season ahead.
if you are not playing well and you deserve to lose, I think that's more worrying because it means that there's a bigger problem than when you're playing well and you undeservedly lose. You then know that eventually the results are going to come. If you guys are playing badly, how long are you going to play badly before you
No,
get it right?
I don't think we've been. I wouldn't say we've been playing badly. I thought that we played badly that game. So
Okay, so
if
it's like a
we,
one-off blip.
yeah, if it was a case where it was a constant thing where we've been playing badly,
Mm.
that would definitely be worrying. But yeah, we definitely deserve to lose.
I would counter that a little bit, if I'm
Thank you,
being
Okay,
Tim.
honest.
Because I didn't want
go
to do it,
on.
so I'm glad you're doing
Yeah,
it.
Go
be honest,
on.
Nah,
Tim.
I'll just say because I think it's been coming for a while. I think Bournemouth, even the start of that Bournemouth game where he played
Yeah.
Marino, Rice, and Partey, we weren't that great, but obviously we lost because of the red card afterwards. Then also the Champions League was a bit
Mm.
worrying. I think those kind of performances have been creeping up on us for a bit. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't say, I would say it's been
Champions League
consistent now.
versus
Schalke, that was bad, man. That was really bad.
Chalker.
What's it? Not Schalke, what's it?
Shakhtar.
Yeah,
Shakhtar, yeah,
I
that
remember
wasn't a
you
good
saying about
Oh yeah,
performance.
we're kind of
Yeah, it
average that
wasn't a good
game
performance.
actually.
I just think there's been quite a few. So I'm glad Odegaard's back because
Mm-hmm.
he solves a lot of problems. You realise now he covers a lot of holes with Arsenal when he's there because he's able to build up play. Because I think, remember last season when we were struggling a little bit, then Arteta came and I did, let me just drop Odegaard deeper and do the, what's it called? Help Arsenal do the
Build up.
build up. Yeah, since we haven't got him to do that at all. And we've kind of changed the right hand side a bit. Yeah, we've been struggling. But
Well, I think we are. It's
It's all right.
tough. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's
it's
like
tough, it's tough.
we've got a lot of steel, and I've been seeing Jamie Carragher compare Arteta to Jose Mourinho, which is
Yeah,
very rude.
yeah.
But we have with Erdegaard out, it's like our midfield does lack. It lacks a bit of fluidity.
Mm,
Je ne sais quoi. A little bit of
Yeah,
yeah.
it lacks
spice.
magic. It lacks magic. It does
Mm-hmm.
lack magic. Sometimes Trossard does well, like when he drops in, he has a
Mm.
decent moments where he does well. But yeah, man, it's not Odegaard.
Yeah.
Do you not think Newcastle are now you lot's bogey team? Because back to back now,
To
two
be
seasons,
fair,
I think you
to
lost at
be
St James's
Yeah,
Park.
yeah.
yeah, I think generally that's a hard place to go to. They look where they put the away fans right at the top. That's unfair. They need to change the rules on that. They're right where Zeus is. Zeus at the top. They can't do that, and that whole place is surrounded Newcastle fans.
Barca
Like,
been doing
it's
it
a
for
tough.
ages, bro.
I'm talking about Premier League. It's true, but in Premier League, that shouldn't be allowed, man. Like,
Yeah.
imagine going away to Newcastle and sitting. I had to wear 2 glasses to see the players. Like, come on, man. Yeah, but I think Newcastle is a difficult. But I was thinking about it before I was up the bit I said, but when I thought about it, I think Arsenal had a very tough start of the season. So, and we've also made some errors as well. So I'm just hoping we'll pick things up now.
Well, the Newcastle loss wasn't the only loss that you lot had. Edu, he's left as well now.
Good segue.
Edu's left now. So, are you guys worried about that? Has there been any talks of who's going to replace him? What do you think? Do you
Nah,
think
it
he's done
doesn't.
well since he was in the role of sporting director?
Edu is an interesting one, because he's done some good stuff. I think in terms of getting the players renewed contracts. I think the whole feel of Arsenal has been good. I guess he's been part of it. Him and Arteta been working well. Some of the signings and negotiations has been good. Also, there's some things that you probably need to work on. I guess we had a lot of problems with selling players. They weren't sold right. I think we could undervalue some of our players, especially when we signed some contract. I think signing Ramsdale to another contract and sending him didn't seem to bode well. But this season's transfer windows is now looking like it's not really that great because the way, like for instance, Sterling didn't even come on. So for the last 2 games, and this is one that's supposed to be replacing Saka. I mean,
this guy
replacing
signed and said, "Wait for me, watch me."
I'm still waiting.
Everyone's still waiting.
No, but I think what gives me hope with Sterling now, which is a bit worrying, is that I thought he's going to be covered for Saka on the right because he's been playing on the right, but he's been smelling on the right. But he moved to the left against Preston. He looked alright, so I'm thinking, yes, that's good, but it's bad because Preston. Yeah. You got to start from somewhere.
He did. When he went to the left,
sweet.
He did look sweet.
It's smelly. It's smelly though. It's only smelly because now it looks like he can only play on the left. So I think overall Edu is mixed for me. So it's interesting to see because obviously apparently those positions, I guess they kind of like they're not always. It's not like he only has a constant director. I think he kind of changed it up a few times over the years. So we'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't really tell if it's a good or bad thing yet.
Yeah, do you think he's been more of a success with the signings or a failure?
Pedro went for a list yesterday.
Yeah, I would say he's made some good signings for us, man. I would say so.
Kiwior?
I like Kiwior, to be honest. Zinchenko, Jesus. Marquinhos was
the Brazilians. He's been slacking.
Yeah, he stunk up the place.
He stunk up the place. Oh, yeah, Brazilians ain't been good, man.
He got us Jesus, but obviously Jesus was in the Premier League already.
Yeah.
No, we've had good signings. Trossard, Jesus, Zinchenko. They did well to get us to the level that we needed to get to. He was instrumental in Rice. I can only imagine Timber. Who else? Calafiori. Like we've
looking decent.
Ramsdale. Like we've had some great signings. We have. Yeah. I'll give him that. So yeah.
But one thing I'll say though, actually, I know Ben's scratching his head. One thing I say though, because I did look, he didn't really sign that many forwards. I think only 65 was spent total on a forward, and that's Havertz. And Havertz was converted into a striker. So do you think now that I don't know if it's more Arteta or Edu? It's the fact that we have the lack of forwards we've signed. Is that down to? Do you think is that going to be a blemish on his time at Arsenal? Because he didn't really sign like a proper forward. And I know we were linked with quite a few, but we didn't actually get them over the line over time.
When you say forwards, do you mean strikers?
Yeah, strikers. I'll say no. Do you know what? I say forwards in general. Forward in general. I don't think. I know we signed Trossard. That was it. But that's not. He's not.
And Jesus
and Havertz.
Yeah, Havertz was not signed as a striker.
True.
We made him into a striker. I just think he could have. There's more. I think the striker part is where he kind of falls short a bit for me.
He was a DM though. I don't expect the DM in his playing days.
Come on, man.
Nah. He should be.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's. He signed some forward players. Obviously, Havertz wasn't signed as a striker.
Yeah.
We thought Jesus was gonna be.
Yeah, we thought he was gonna be number one.
He's been reasonable. Jesus got his goal, man. He got his goal, man.
What this season?
Yeah, against
I didn't even know.
Preston.
against Preston.
A lot happened in this Preston game, innit? You
Hey,
know,
hey, hey,
watch this game, bro.
This
That
Preston
was
game
a
saved a lot of careers. It
that was
sounds
a
like.
confidence booster.
The confidence
Do you
booster.
know what's funny is that when Ethan came on against Newcastle, well, he was trying to recreate that Preston goal every time.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
days.
I've been there. I've been there, man.
He's trying to recreate it every time.
No, I feel so. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
But
Premier
there
League's
wasn't
tough, man.
synergy. Like, when he came on this, I don't even know. Like maybe he's playing against him, but there wasn't the synergy between like
Yeah,
him, Saka, and Ben White.
yeah, it
Like
needs
they were
work.
passing the
Yeah,
ball. Yeah, there's work to do there, man.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
We'll
work.
touch on Ethan a little bit later.
Pause.
To a bit more true, very palsy.
Very.
To a bit more positive news. You guys had some backroom, boardroom changes.
Hmm.
United had some similar changes, but managerial. Ten Hag finally out. Ruben Amorim is in.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Mm.
What's the main things that you're looking for from the new manager, Banks?
Well, interestingly, I didn't know who he was before. I'll be very honest. I remember you mentioned him when we were discussing like potential managers, and I was talking about Ancelotti, Zidane. That's where I was at.
Mm-hmm. You like the big names. That's what you
Yeah,
like. You
yeah,
like the big
yeah.
names.
Yeah, 100%. That's who I am. That's who I am as a person. But yeah, in terms of what I've seen now, after doing a bit of research, watching a few videos, listening to some interviews, he's got aura, man,
Let's go.
and
Let's go.
that's just a good starting place. Like, come
Let's
in
go.
and shake some
Mm.
stuff up. Let people feel
Pause.
energy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And that's what it feels like we're gonna get. He is quite smiley. Like, don't get me wrong. He seems like he's young
Personable.
and personable. He can have chats with players,
Mm.
which is what certain players need. But he
Yeah.
also seems like he can really like get in there and say, "This is how I'm gonna play. This is what I want." I want him to come in. He's going to see the players and he's going to understand that they're not going to be able to play exactly how his Sporting Lisbon team play right now. We haven't got all
Yeah.
the correct profiles, especially at the wing back positions and maybe some of the forward positions as well. I
Fair.
think I'd
And
hope that he
midfield.
has. I hope that he continue. I hope that he doesn't change the formation based on the team. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't want him to try something based on how the players play. I want to try and force them to play his way until he gets the right profile. So maybe you make a couple of tweaks here and there, maybe with a wing back, maybe you make it somebody that's defensive as opposed to someone who's going to get right at the touchline, and you get our wingers to go at the touchline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what, but I just want him to come in and just shake it all up. I don't want to see the same formation. I just don't want to see that.
Mm.
Or
I
start.
hear that, and I've been in two minds because I think one of the things that I question this United team is the level of IQ. I feel like
It's
a lot of the
low.
players, it's low. It's
We
low.
can't say that though.
Yeah, but okay,
Mm.
but let me land. Let me land.
Yeah,
Let me land.
go on.
I think coming in as a new manager
Hmm.
and shaking up the way we play and formation so much, like a 3-4-3 formation.
Very
It's not an
different.
easy formation. Yeah, it's very different. And I think, do you want to do that mid-season? Do you not want to spend the preseason getting the players to understand positions,
Well,
triggers,
that's
all
why he
that kind
wants
of
to
thing?
start at the beginning of the next season, because he probably wants to continue his season with Sporting, which fair enough, and then also he
Mm.
can get to watch us a bit more and figure out how we're playing and figure out who the right profile of players that he needs or where they're going to play. So I do agree with you. He should have had some time, but like, you're starting in November. There's some tough games coming up. We got Arsenal away, we've got City away, we've got
Mm.
Liverpool away, we've got the
Mm.
Europa League games
Mm.
all the way going up into like January. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough couple of months. So
Mm.
you're right. If he continues how we're playing currently, so Rudi's doing a good job. Like, let's be
Mm.
honest. Like, he's galvanized the team a bit. We're playing a little bit different. There are still some cracks here and there, but we're definitely playing very different to how we played 3 weeks ago.
Mm.
Mm.
It's the
You're not
new
watching the
manager.
game.
It's the new manager.
You're
Are
not.
you
Yeah,
talking about
I
that? The what's it called? The
Chelsea
game
game.
at the Carling Cup, right?
yeah, the
The
Leicester
Leicester
game.
one.
All
Okay,
that
okay.
happened is we scored our chances. But in terms of us playing drastically different
I'm not
to
saying
under Ten
drastic.
Hag,
I'm not saying,
those were your words. We're
no, I
playing a
think we're
lot
playing
different.
different. I didn't say
You said a
drastic.
lot different.
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
a lot different. Yeah,
It's recorded. It's recorded.
yeah, yeah.
But no, I just think I don't want him to play the same way. I want to see it seems like Ugarte is starting a bit more, and I do like him. I see everything online about how he's playing, but they're not actually watching what he's meant to do. Like I don't expect him to be on the ball, take a man on, just grab the ball and pass it to Casemiro or Mainoo or whoever's there. Yeah, go back to your question. Maybe like for the first couple of games, were the tough games, like let them play how they used to play in, but start training them in the free or whatever formation you think this team's going to play. Start training in that position, in that formation, and slowly bring it onto the pitch, because I don't want to see us do the same thing. It's not fun anymore, bro. It's not fun. It's honestly fun.
Well, our weekend game was obviously against Chelsea.
Yeah.
You rightly called it being a scoring draw, so 1-1. I expected more goals, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because both teams' defense is weak.
Yeah.
Chelsea's got a better forward, and they're ticking a lot more than we are. So I expected it to be more of like a 2-2, 3-2 game. But the glaring thing about the game and a lot of heat that he's getting online was Garnacho and Rashford. Garnacho's getting a lot of chances. His decision making seems to be poor, and Rashford's having to sacrifice his favourite position to almost accommodate the new star boy. Like, do you think moving forward the manager should look at that? That should be one of the first things he addresses, or do you think it was a bit of overreaction from United fans from the game?
I'm going to say the second one. I do think it's a bit of overreaction, but we know Garnacho. That's his attitude. Like he's got no fear.
He believes himself.
He believes in himself, and he's going to keep trying. He's going to keep doing it. If that's something that all players could have on our team, then that would be good. Like just to be a bit like, just make.
I don't want to see Maguire.
No, you're right. You're right. Just
he's Maldini and doing some mad things.
Just have the attitude that you're good. You're a good player, and you can make something. You can change the game, and I like that. But he really needs to. Casemiro gave him a bollocking, and we need that on a more consistent basis. Like, our leaders need to show that on the pitch and talk to these younger players, because he's still 19, 20. Like, talk to him. Do you know what I'm saying? A bit of an overreaction, but again, Ten Hag did it when he came in. There were a few attitudes and players doing this, and the Ronaldo effect, Sancho's, and all of this, and he that's one thing I rate him for. He came in, he took a stance, and he stood on it, and I feel like the new manager has to do the same thing.
I think it's very stupid that Rashford is playing on the right. Personally, I'm just like, the left is his best position.
Yeah,
he's probably your biggest goal threat. Yeah, he hasn't been scoring, but to me, it makes no sense him playing on the right, him being sacrificed. I don't get it unless it's something that I see.
The only thing about that is Rude is now managing the team. Yeah, he could change that. Yeah, he hasn't changed. He's watched them in training. He's watched United probably every week when he was managing.
The only reason why I can understand it is because Rashford isn't scoring, so they're trying to put him somewhere else. But it's like he's your biggest goal threat.
Yeah,
he is. Like, so it makes no sense to put him. Yeah, because he's efficient on the right. Cool, but isn't Garnacho equally efficient on the right? Like, wasn't there times last season where he was playing on the right and he was doing very well? I really don't get it. I know that when I watch United, like Rashford kind of drifts inside, and he kind of to a certain degree has a free role. Like, I think it's dumb. I'm not qualified enough to make those decisions, but to me, I don't understand the logic behind it.
Do you remember how many stinky games Rashford had on the left in last season though? Like, he hasn't had a lot of time there and stunk up the place a lot of the time. So it's like, put him back, but are you going to do something?
Yeah, but this season he's been very effective on the left. The guy scores 2 goals in Europa and he's hooked at half time.
Yeah, that was a good game. That was a weird one. Good game for him. But otherwise, he's played on the right pretty much. He didn't really play. He's played on the left.
He started on the left.
He started,
and then I think
season,
after about 4 games, he moved to the right. It hasn't. And that actually was when Garnacho was coming off the bench to replace him, and he was producing for us.
Yeah.
So if something's not broken, don't try and fix it.
Yeah.
We've tried to change things up, and the output has definitely been affected going forward.
You said something the other day, which might have a bit of truth to it. You said that because Rashford's been getting subbed off at like 65, 70 minutes every game.
It's been consistent.
Perhaps his energy levels allow him to play aren't allowing him to play on the left effectively. So that's another reason why he's on the right, because on the left he's got to do a lot more running, a lot more power running.
What difference does the amount of running change if you're on the right or you're on the left?
Well, I feel like with what the sort of game that Rashford has is he's obviously gonna play on the last defender, make a run, try and take on a defender, or cut inside and shoot. Whereas on the right, he's pretty much taking it down, and he's slightly just recycling it on the right. He's not really putting crosses in because there's no one to put crosses into. He's kind of just recycling it into the centre of the park. So maybe I don't know. Maybe there's some prudence there. I don't know.
Can I just touch on one quick thing?
You can touch on
Pause. I'm just thinking about, United. This is almost like a new cycle again, just right in the thick of the season. What's your thoughts on Ineos at the moment? This is a blunder by them, isn't it? You think signing someone now during this peak season, not peak season, but it's almost like, okay, you come in here now, we're going to wipe the slate clean, forget about this season, it's a write-off, you start again for next season, because these are not his players. You're going to see now there's going to be a huge transition.
Yeah,
he can't bring in his own players right now. Maybe wait till January, but January is very difficult. So would you just see this as this is like a blemish now on Ineos and be okay? I'm going to watch you closely now.
Personally, no. And the reason is technically the people that should be making the decisions didn't start until July. The league started in beginning of August.
So Ineos came in July.
No. The footballing people came in July. So Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth. So obviously, Sir Jim Brailsford and what's the other guy? Ratcliffe. So Jim Ratcliffe and then Brailsford.
Yeah.
They also have been there since the takeover. But they're not football people. They're just overall businessmen.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've worked in the sporting environment, but very different sporting environment, cycling and F1. So I think that leaving the decision to the football people was the right thing for them to do. A lot of decisions United have been made by the businessmen under the Glazers. And, I think it was a bit too late in July to bring the new manager with the season starting a few weeks later. You've given the manager an opportunity to prove himself. You've essentially just extended his deal and not really given him a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah.
The earliest opportunity to sack him probably would have been that international break. But then again, are you going to sack someone because of 3 or 4 bad results?
Yeah.
You're going to expect management to give them a bit more backing than that. And I think the major thing that's changed is probably Amorim's availability.
Yeah.
Once United realised that we could sign him, and one of the managers that they were looking at was Tuchel's now gone to England, it was like we either act now, and it's not even about really salvaging the season, because I don't see top 4 being realistic. Top 6 will be challenging enough as it is, but the manager's available, bring him in, and he's almost got 6 months to work his way out, find his feet at the club, and then in the summer, buy his players. He gets to assess the squad for the last half of the season, and then they can back him in a summer transfer window, rather than starting this process in July next year or June next year and only having a couple of months and only really assessing the players through pre-season, where that's not a real true reflection of the standard of the squad. So I don't think they've done anything wrong, personally.
You make a good argument there.
Yeah, very good argument. That's true. I didn't know that got context.
The only thing I don't like about it is that what you've done is you've started Amorim in November, random date in November. It's not even the first order. It's not even the first of the year.
Yeah, but the first doesn't matter. There could be a game on the 3rd.
I know, but it's like now what you've done now is he's going to be judged by all of his results leading to the end of the season. Maybe not by the guys internally in the club, but by the fans, by the media. It's a very tough. It's like you've pushed a guy into the fire right now. Like, let's be honest. He's gone from Sporting Lisbon, smashed it over there, but nobody really knew him. Let's be honest. Like, on a global scale, he's now pushed into the fire now, and everyone's going to judge the results now. And it's kind of unfair. You could have.
It's going to happen anyways, no?
He's going to do it anyway.
You could have done this. You could have left Rude in place, had the Ollie effect, announced Amorim, and let Amorim come in the summer. Nobody's
but he was still going to be judged.
He will be judged
from the first game.
He'll be judged from the first game, at the beginning of the next season. He's got the preseason. He's got this season to watch the players. He can even sneakily come and watch training a couple of days during January or whatever. But I think that you could have had a good effect of having Rude in place. That's going to keep the fans ain't going to do nothing to Rude. We're not going to say.
Have you had an interim? Has the interim been there for that long? You think from November till like June? Has that ever happened?
Yeah, I think Ragnick came in.
Oh yeah, you did that. Yeah, you did
Ollie
that.
was an interim, no?
But he turned real.
Yeah,
Ollie was it? For how long was it?
And then we turned his interim position into
permanent.
permanent.
Oh, okay.
But it was again, I think it was around the December-January period that Ollie came.
Oh, okay.
But I still don't agree with that. I think this is, if you're talking about pressure and giving him opportunity to kind of find his way, I think it's better now. Because imagine he comes in the summer, he signs, we spend another 200-300 million,
which we have to spend anyway.
We have to do that anyway. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But he starts first day of the season. We've signed 3-4 players, spent 300 million. The pressure's on him from day one. Whereas now, there's not that pressure on him.
Yeah, bro.
There's always going to be pressure because
have you seen,
United. I'm not
have you
denying
seen the
that.
Premier League Instagram? It's all
arrogant. But that's because we're a big club. I'm not talking about pressure in that sense. But I'm saying
pressure.
United are not doing nothing. If we start beginning the season with 3-4 new signings, spending 300 million with this new coach, people are going to be telling us to be challenging for the title. No one's stupid enough to think we should be challenging for the title now in November with a new coach.
Yeah. We disagree, but yeah. Pressure. What pressure?
What pressure? Talking about no pressure as well. There's been a lot of debates recently on social media.
Oh gosh.
Palmer was quiet, in my opinion, in the United game.
You was raving about that touch, bro. You told us to rewind.
Yeah, that touch was sweet. Was it Rashford and Casemiro, that one?
And Casemiro. First touch, took it out, both of them. Saka had a quiet game against Newcastle.
He had 3 men on him, though.
Yeah.
It's normal for Saka. It's fine. It's fine.
Normal. He's been doing that since he was 19. What's your guys' thoughts on the Saka?
Let me go first. If I'm being honest, I like both players, man. They're top players, both top players. So when people do comparisons and say, "Oh, Saka's better, Palmer's better," you know what? It's fine. It's actually fine. If you have your good reasons, because I've heard good reasons why Palmer's better. Okay, fair enough. I've heard good reasons why Saka's better. Fair enough. The only thing I don't like is the fact that we've managed to put Palmer in this pedestal straight away, where Saka had to fight trials and tribulation when he started. We had so much comparison. Jadon Sancho, there was Greenwood, Foden, there was Hudson-Odoi, Harvey Barnes. So much hurdles. He has to do it in the Champions League. He has to do it consistently for England. He has to do this and that. Palmer's just come in now, done all of this. Suddenly, he's the best. So it's not fair. That's what I'm saying. It's not fair.
I always say it's colorism.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's happened.
That's what it is.
They've always put a hurdle. Like, this is right. A black man has to work twice as hard to get everything.
Why?
Like, it's crazy.
Twice as hard to get the recognition.
Absolutely crazy. So that's my take. So if for me, I like Saka. I ain't gonna lie. Saka's a good player. I've seen him do it far more consistently than Palmer. So we see what Palmer does this season, and we'll have another discussion. That's for me, anyways. I'll say Saka, but I'll see what Palmer does at the end of the season, because obviously eyes are on him now more. So we'll see.
Mr. Pedro, what do you think?
What's the question, man? Who's better? Who's a better player?
Palmer or Saka?
It depends. But it's just a bit disrespectful, man. It's disrespectful when we have a young black king who's been doing it consistently for years now. For years now, he's been delivering consistently. And you get this Jamaican, or wherever he's from, Saint Kitts or wherever this guy's from, the Caribbean dude. And they're just, come on, man, let him go through the rankings first. Comparing with Anthony, comparing with Madueke. Don't just go for the big guns. Don't go for the big guns after one team. When he's down 2 or 3 consistently at the level, don't get me wrong, like, his goal contributions last season were ridiculous. Like, he's definitely a better goal scorer, or natural goal scorer anyways, than Saka. And he probably will score more goals than Saka. Well, I don't know. We'll see. And he was doing it in a very poor Chelsea side.
Yeah.
But we'll see now when, there's going to be a lot more players on him. There's going to be a lot more attention on him. A lot of teams are going to focus their game plans around nullifying him, and we will see. He's also got a license to roam at Chelsea. Saka doesn't have that license. Saka does a lot more defensive work than he does. Like if Saka was able to be more free, he probably would get more goals. Because he's expending a lot of energy, expending a lot of energy defensively, and then he gets forward. His legs are heavy. His legs are heavy. Yeah, I'm never gonna discredit Palmer. Palmer's a fantastic footballer. I just think it's quite rude. I think it's quite rude.
I do think it's a testament to Saka though that he does seem to be that barometer that everyone wants to debate. It's always like Foden versus Saka, Greenwood versus Saka. Now it's Palmer versus Saka. It's never, another player. So I guess that just shows his ability,
consistency.
I think a more fair. What do you think is a more fair debate? Saka versus Salah, or Saka versus Palmer?
Don't disrespect.
It's
Saka versus Salah, bro.
Palmer, come on, guys. Please. Let's. We recognize how sticky.
I say Saka versus Salah.
Wait, don't look at me. I need to answer the question. You didn't let me answer the question.
I say Saka versus Salah. Personally, Salah's better, cool, but I think it's more respectful.
Okay.
Salah's clearly better, but you hear it the same way that
it's disrespectful for Salah. It's the same disrespect, just the other way.
No. There's more body of. There's a lot of body of work of what Saka's done.
There's albums. It's not albums, bro.
But none of Saka's albums have gone
triple platinum.
None of them's gone platinum.
We'll see this season. He's doing right in assists at the moment. Let's see what he does.
That's the Champions League, African Cup of Nations, and Premier League.
Hey, Africa Cup of Nations. He's been smelly in the Africa Cup of Nations for a while now, Salah.
But he's won it.
Oh, because he's won it now. Okay.
He's won it.
Bro,
you can't take that away from him.
I thought, what's the debate? Is it who's accomplished more, or who's a better player?
Both.
Okay, both.
Okay, fair enough, both. But if he's okay, fair enough.
Now flip that.
But anyway,
flip the accomplishment.
Before we head off, I wanna just touch on one player in you lot's youth ranks. Our turn's coming soon on the return of Mainu. When he gets back to injury, it's gonna be back to the number one star boy in the league. But you Arsenal fans, I don't know why you've put Ethan Nwaneri on this pedestal.
What have we done exactly? I want to. Wait. What did we do? What did we do? What did we exactly do? Because I've got to take accountability for these Arsenal fans. Go on.
Ethan versus
you guys are Ethan like he's Jesus' second coming. That's what you don't talk about him. Scored a couple goals, against in the cups. He comes on, he looks good on the ball, can drop a couple shoulders. He's silky. Aesthetically, he looks good as well. That's what people like on socials. But what has Ethan really done to give you lot this belief that the future's right?
I'll go first quickly. Okay, for me, what I see, there's a lot of potential there right now, and it's just the fact that we've got a nice structure in place, where you can see there's something clearly missing at the moment since Odegaard's not there, and we don't have anyone in the team that can replicate half to what Odegaard can do. We've tried Trossard there, smelly. Havertz has done the in and out thing, smelly. Jesus been on top, smells. So when we seeing someone like Ethan there, like his first touch being amazing, thinking this can actually work. This is your opportunity to bring him up. This is an opportunity for him to be playing. That's the only thing. So I guess, of course, we're fans. We're going to go over the top with all of our players. It's true. We are going to do that. Yeah. You did that for Mainu.
Mainu started.
Yeah, exactly. You done it for Mainu. But I think he's had his time now. This is Ethan's time now. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of potential there. He looks promising. His first touch, his goal. Even when I see him play, he looks very comfortable. Okay, that Newcastle game, I think I can understand now why he's not really starting, because we haven't really found patterns of play with him yet. It's like the players don't really understand each other in that sense. So. But yeah, man, we can't help to be excited, because you said we don't play our youngsters enough. Now we're playing our youngsters. Don't get angry when we're hyping them up. Yeah, that's it. Mic drop moment.
We are playing
our youngsters, man. We are, man. We're playing, man.
Where do you guys rank Ethan compared to your other academy products?
Ooh.
Saka, Smith Rowe, Nketiah, Wilshere.
Hey, Wolfer's the best, bro.
You think Wilshere? Yeah, he did come in night. He was night. He wasn't.
Do you think Wilshere had the best potential? Because
Wolfer
Saka's
came in.
realised his
Wolfer was
potential the most.
16, bro.
Yeah, but I
And then he
mean,
went.
his career really
Tough when.
lasted 3-4 years.
Yeah, injuries
Yeah.
let him down.
Yeah,
What's the question? Oh, where does he rank in
yeah.
comparison?
Where'd you rank him?
I don't know. He hasn't played enough. But then at
Mm.
the same time, like I saw a stat that he only needs to play, what is it? I think it was 150 minutes to have played more minutes before the age of 18 than Saka. So he's played a bit.
Mm.
I don't know, man. I think the reason why the Arsenal fans are gassed is because when he came on against Leicester when we were losing, he literally changed the game for us. Um, like single-handedly, the fans got excited. He came on, he was positive, like he was driving. I think he had a shot, blah, 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 blah. I think that's why the Arsenal fans are gassed.
Yeah,
Um, he looks like Wilshere was my favorite player, so I'm always gonna have a bias towards Wilshere. Like Wilshere was very, very good, but since Wilshere, in terms of like easy on the eye, he's probably yes. Smith Rowe was easy on the eye as well.
mm.
But yeah, Ethan just looks silky. It probably helps that he's left-footed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
just
yeah.
it just helps, and it also helps. Erdegaard is out, and he's this diminutive figure. He plays in the same position. He's also left-footed. He's. I've seen him play for quite a few years. He definitely is a goal scorer as well. If he can replicate that for the first team, then brilliant. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I think he needs to play. If he plays
Yeah,
consistently, it will be interesting to see how he does. But yeah, he just needs to play. I think that's the main thing. He's doing up cameo,
yeah.
but
Mm.
yeah, he needs to start some
So I think
games in the
there's
league.
one more question though. So now, obviously, you said he just needs to start games. Would you say Arteta has potentially missed the trick to play him in these sort of games? Like for instance, we had a run against Southampton, Leicester. I think he had a Champions League game as well, and he didn't start. He didn't play in any of those games. So do you think potentially Arteta missed the trick there? Because now Odegaard's looking like he's back, and it looks like now it's just going to be mainly Odegaard coming slowly. We'll be working and back to play Odegaard,
Erdogan back,
basically, yeah.
yeah.
So do you think Arteta potentially missed the trick now?
The season's
I
long, man. The season is long, and I just feel like, especially because well, we haven't had loads, but we've had some injuries, and I feel like he's probably doing. I think Arteta's first thing is, if I'm honest, to make sure we don't concede.
Hmm.
That's the first thing, having like defensive stability and like the off the ball work, which I feel like obviously Erdegaard gives us a lot and understands things, and he probably thinks that Ethan isn't there yet. I think that's probably why he doesn't start him. But yeah, in certain home games, he could have started, and maybe he could have been given a chance, but he hasn't. But I think it's just a case of we're still in the thing. I'm sure he will probably start in the Carabao Cup game
mm.
against
Crystal Palace.
Crystal
Palace.
Palace. But let's be honest, like he hasn't, like he's not. It's not like Wilshere, for example. Like Wilshere went on loan to Bolton and then he started playing for us. So it's like
Yeah,
he had played a year of men's football. Ethan hasn't played a year of men's football. Like I think he's been playing 21s and 18s football. He hasn't gone out on loan or anything. So
yeah,
it's not easy. Like the transition from one's football to the first team is massive.
yeah, yeah.
So I think he's just easing him in. That's what I think it is.
Hmm.
I mean, I do like Ethan. I do think he got great potential.
He's sweet, man.
He is sweet. He is sweet, and he's a fellow Nigerian, so I'm always going to bring him up. You just got to knock Arsenal fans down a bit every now and again because
No, not this
Hey,
one.
they
Not
he's
this
my
one. We're
he
mate.
going
do it
to
to
the
He's
you.
my
moon. No,
mate.
no,
So
we're going to the moon with this
He
one.
do it to
We're going to the moon with this
you.
one.